action.
Yeah. This is on?
This is on, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
World's Strongest Man Day 2 qualifying has come and gone. We have the 10 athletes that will be going for the World's Strongest Man title in 2024. We have some major stone runs, some very good stone runs. We've had some poor stone runs.
Yeah.
And we've also got another injury.
Yes, we have an injury, and it's Adam Bishop, who most likely tore his Achilles tendon. It's a nasty injury. Trey Mitchell had to deal with it, and though that said, Trey Mitchell came back to like 5 or 6 months after the surgery, and he thankfully he didn't re-injure it, and he even 16 meters on a car yoke as well, which is nice,
That's 4 meters off finishing, yeah.
So he might be just in like his peak shape for Shaw Classic, Still have a good few months to get ready and get stronger and
go for that third title.
Yeah, you just never know. And but I was surprised that he decided to compete actually in World's Strongest Man.
You did say that, yeah.
Yeah, but the most important thing is like I said, he didn't re-injure it. So other than that, it is what it is.
It's like we said in the last couple of videos, there's no live stream, there's no videos. All you can kind of get is like leaks from World's Strongest Man.
I was mainly watching Eddie Hall's channel.
Yeah, and I was watching the Stones.
Yeah, so to me, it's like Eddie Hall provided all the sort of information and
very quick recap of
it.
Yeah.
And he gave a couple of interviews as well with the guys. He brought them into the scene and had a chat with them. So it's I think he was the main source of information for me,
especially because it came out so quick. So I think realistically, probably after an hour. Yeah, after the event was on, the video was up.
The video was up, yeah.
And it's like that. He was there. He was able to give backroom interviews. I know that when I was watching the Stoneman Brothers, obviously it's focusing on them, but you can talk to a couple of people like Nicholas Camby. I remember we said yesterday that you're after texting him. Now, obviously we didn't get the answer before the end of the video, but you could see in it that he said himself that his forearm got injured.
Yeah, apparently he injured his forearm in Europe's Strongest Man, and
he kept it quiet though.
Yeah, he kept it quiet, and then that bag thing, like he couldn't even pick it up. So the injury is kind of like then it's pretty bad if you ask me. Then if you can't pick it up like 120 kilos bag, but he still did great, I think,
for day 2,
yeah. So he didn't qualify for the finals, but I think for the first World's Strongest Man competition, his performance was good.
Especially for the Viking press, I think he was very happy with his Viking press. It's, again, World's Strongest Man put up a video, and you could see that after he was done, he was like giving it a fist pump. But we did have some problems with the Viking press with other athletes.
Yes, we're talking about Luke Stallman. Yeah,
that was Kevin Ferris as well. It did.
Yeah,
it happened to Kevin Ferris.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird that below the ear rule. I don't know. I don't get it in a way.
So for what V is basically saying is that in the Viking press, you start off when you're repping it out as such. Every time the bar has to come below the ear. If it doesn't come below the ear, it doesn't count as a rep. Now the thing that was a bit strange was that Luke Stallman had done 3 reps, his first 3 reps, and he was getting the down signal. And then on the 3rd rep, he was told, you need to go lower. Mm-hmm. So in that case, then he repositioned himself and then got 10 good reps, as they were called.
Yeah.
But then when it came back afterwards, then they gave him 1 rep of the 3. But to me, it's a bit strange because it's either you have no reps or you get all the reps.
I don't know why they wouldn't give him all 3 reps then.
It's either give him 3 reps or 0 reps.
Because it's a referee's fault. It's not the athlete's. I don't know how do you go about that situation actually, So I think you're right. You should have just gave him the reps, and because if after the first rep he's doing something wrong, you have to straight away
don't give the down signal.
Yeah, address that. Now you get 3 reps in and say no. Actually, now you have to do that. It kind of doesn't make sense. I don't know. To me, it just looked bad.
So for the Viking press, we had some very good athletes. In particular, we had Thomas Evans, and we found out after the sandbag that he kind of re-injured his bicep as such.
Yeah, I think he re-injured, but it didn't affect him at all in the Viking press. He got so many reps, like 17, right? And then in the stones, he just lifted, I think, 1 first stone. In the second one, he just stopped. So Ivors had an easy entry to the final, So and then he was scraping all that
extra tacky.
extra tacky back into the around the handless tub, you
For
know.
reserves,
Yeah, and he was taking sure that he has a lot of tacky everywhere. Yeah, so maybe he was preparing for a lot of reps, but it didn't happen. So, but good for him, because Ivers now is kind of way fresher than the other guys who had to go through the all reps.
So as far as I know, from what we can see quickly, without checking any of the leaderboards, I'm pretty sure that all the Canadians that were in the groups are gone into the finals. So we have Wesley Derwinski has gone through on the Stones. Mitchell Hooper obviously won the group, and Tristan Holt won the group as well. So I think that was all the Canadians that were competing. So that's very good.
Very impressive performance by Canadians. Even the last two guys, they got invited as a reserves, right? So they weren't included they weren't the main top 30 guys. And for two of them to qualify for the finals is what an achievement, you know, with such a short notice to come into competition. And
yeah, like especially like even Colin Bryce was saying, like the guys came through OSG, like they've gone through the system as such, like they didn't just bust onto the scene. So they've had plenty of experience in smaller shows, and now getting to the finals on your first go, it's very like it's probably what every athlete wants, especially even like Austin Andrade. Like he went through the Mexican Eddie Hall.
Yeah,
he's gone through to the finals as well. Like, it's good to see the new guys come through. Now it's obviously sad when you see some of the older guys that have competed multiple times. Like Trey Mitchell has gone. Like he didn't even get to the Stones.
But again, we said like Trey Mitchell wasn't 100%.
No.
He was probably came in at 80% of his capabilities. You know, if he was 100%, he's top 10 at least in the world.
So like I was saying, we have 10 athletes gone to the final. Now, in no particular order this time, we're going to name the 10 athletes. Yeah. So we start off with Austin Andrade, representing Mexico, Wesley Derwinski for Canada, Tristan Holt for Canada, Mitchell Hooper for Canada, all the Canadians. Pavlo Kordiaka for Ukraine, Matthew Ragg for New Zealand, Evan Singleton for the USA, Ivor Schmaukstelis for Latvia, Luke Stoutman for Great Britain or Scotland, and Tom Stoutman for Great Britain and Scotland.
Yes.
Only one American.
Only one American this time. Evan. He's carrying the whole America on his back.
And you have a great backing for Evan Singleton.
Yes. So I think this year Evan came in prepared physically and mentally into the world's strongest man. Even from his interview with Eddie Hall, he seemed very like strongman-y. And what I mean strongman-y, he doesn't look like a double. Yes. He wasn't talking like a WWE guy anymore.
Superstar.
Yes. He's like, he wasn't.
He's focused.
Yeah, he didn't have that, what's the word, antics of WWE star. And, you know, a lot of this
stuff.
I don't know, which I don't like, me personally. So he seems like, to me, very focused. Mentally and physically, he's in the right place. And he's the only American to represent in the finals. And I have him like top three, and I'll say at least top three.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And when it comes to the big debate that's out there, Mitchell Hooper versus Tom Stoutman.
Yes, I would. Me personally, I'm changing that. I think it's between three guys now. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. Tom.
See, Tom, even like I was saying, so I was watching the Stoutman brothers videos, and the same thing I heard Sinead, Tom's wife, she said that on qualifying day 2, he was very relaxed, and she was surprised because she thought he'd be more aggressive, but she thinks that maybe he's keeping it for the finals, that he's kind of winding himself up, ready to go. Now, we know that, like, currently, as we're recording today, it's the day off, the rest day further. Yeah. So it could be a situation that he's getting ready to key in for the finals, but when you compare it to what Mitchell Hooper did, like Mitchell Hooper had an easy run, Evan Singleton had an easy run. There was no situation where like, oh, will they not make it to the final? Whereas Tom, like, only a couple of points. I think he was 4.5 points ahead when going into the last event, the car walk.
We can actually go through the events and see how would that work for the guys, because I think like all these events suiting all of those three guys, like. I was a bit surprised, again, maybe just because he was so relaxed. I was kind of watching a little bit. I saw a snippet of Tom doing the Viking press. He did like 14 reps, I believe. And one of the videos, he seems like he struggled. And in one rep, was it the last rep or was it the rep that he failed, the 15th rep? I don't know. But to me, it's it's not. I don't know.
It's concerning.
Yeah, it is a little bit concerning because we have like max axle press in finals. You know, I know it's only one event,
But he's look at the Apollon's wheels back in Arnold. He was able to do what 4 reps of 180
4
kilos.
reps, 3 or 4, 4,
3 or 4 reps.
3 or 4. I can't remember.
No,
Can you remember?
I can't remember.
I think it's
4.
3 reps.
I think it's 4 reps.
You think it's 4 reps?
Yeah,
So Mitch got 5.
yeah,
So it's 4.
yeah. I think I'll put it on the screen here.
Okay. So I don't, and he looks to me a little bit lighter. And he said, I know he says he did a lot of running coming to that competition. I don't know why.
Maybe it's just like for cardiovascular things, like for obviously doing the sandbags, he probably thought he needed a bit more fitness. Now
yes,
we do see some of the comments from people that have been there watching it. They said that like people are gassed after the sandbag.
Yes,
So,
but that's only one event.
but maybe he needed that.
But would you sacrifice?
All the other events.
Yes, for that one event.
Did he need it for the car walk as well?
No, I don't think there's no.
Just for 20 meters.
Yeah.
Look, it's their own.
So let's go through the final events, okay?
Yeah.
So and we'll see.
So we have 6 events for the finals over 2 days. So starting off, we have a giants medley, 40-meter course, so 2 runs.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 454 kilo yoke or 1,000 pounds and a 330 kilo frame. Then the second event, we have a max axle press opening weight of 170 kilos, cake toss 15 kilos for height. We then have a Conan's wheel of 250 kilos, tire deadlift 375 kilos for 60-second time limit, and then we finish off with the Atlas stones ranging from 140 to 210.
You see, I see Evan doing so well in this.
Yes, I can see.
I can see him doing so well, and Mitch Hooper is like the weaknesses that I would see in him is like his stones.
That's it.
His stones, and the Conan's wheel. We don't know.
He wants to break the record for Conan's wheel.
I know that he wants to break a record. That's fair enough. But he looks as well. He looks in pretty good shape, and he looks. I don't know. Like, would you say that he looks the biggest that he ever looked? He looks pretty damn big to me.
He does. Even when I seen him in the train when he did the 230 kilo attempt for the axle off the bags.
Yeah,
he looks big.
He looks big. Though he didn't. His medley was good. Bag medley. Yeah. So he seems he's fit, but.
Look, I think when it comes to the medley, the Giants medley, he's going to win it. Because it's super yoke.
Super yoke. But Evan will be very close, I think.
Yes.
Tom?
No, the frame is going to kill him.
No, frame is light.
Yeah, but
330.
Yes.
330 is light.
But after the yoke. After
still
1,000 pound yoke.
Still light. Frame is still light. You know, so I think it's going to be fast times.
Max axle press, Mitch and Tom, 2 of them are going to be at the same.
Evan
as well. Maybe.
His overhead is really good.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. And now keg over the height.
I'm not sure about Mitch.
That's what I mean. And I know Evan is pretty good at it.
Yes, Evan is very good.
So, and Tom is very good at it.
Wesley Drowinski wants to break the record.
He thinks they can break the record. Though I went through his Instagram, I couldn't see any of the footage of him throwing the keg.
So he said that he got 24.5 feet in training, which is about 1.5 or 2 foot less.
15 kilos keg.
Yeah, so it's 2 foot off the record.
Yeah, so we'll see. But we're trying to speculate with the guys who like actually.
We go into the Conan's wheel then.
Yeah.
So Conan's wheel, Tom, I don't think maybe that's what his fitness is cardiovascular is to try to get up for the Conan's wheel.
Yeah, but like
Mitchell Hooper, you don't know. We know Cardiac is going to win the event anyway.
Yes, most likely he'll win the event. And Evan, that's the only event that kind of he was afraid of.
Yeah,
as well. That's what he said with the
thing about Evan
with Eddie Hall.
Evan will go all the way till he blacks out. Yeah, like other athletes might hold back. Evan is going to go. He'll die on the Conan's wheel.
Yeah, he'll go as far as he can. Like to me, is like the events are very good for Evan, and especially
tire deadlift 375 kilos.
Yeah. His deadlift is good.
Good for athletes. Good for repping out.
Yeah, like with Tom again,
it's hard to know.
It's hard to know because his focus a bit shifted from being like statically that strong into being more fit.
Oh wow!
You know,
so Evan Singleton could be the new world's strongest man.
He could be. I think it's possible.
Oh wow!
I think it's possible. With all 3 guys. I think the points can go either way because Evan's only weakness from what I'm seeing is Colin's wheel.
Because we don't know what his...
Yes.
And he's a bit afraid himself.
And he said that himself. That's his only thing, and I kind of agree with him. And if he can sustain his, unnecessary waste of energy,
The antics.
yeah, and I can see him winning the whole thing. I'm really surprised with him now, and he can go all the way.
Wow, okay. I think we'll just leave it there, so.
Yeah, we can leave it there.